Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm just going to do a short flight. My plane's over here, so I'm going to take something close but not too close because I really want to go out west. So I'm going to start with this one, cargo transport light, only 1 hour. Looks good. We can see what the arrival airport looks like. We zoom in here. That's actually not great, it's a very short runway, but we're riding the Cessna so we should be okay. So I'll be happy to take it. One thing I forgot to show you, the difficulty was supposed to be 1 star, but it came up 2 stars. But I filtered it to show only 1 star and only flights with the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Let's look at the flight plan. It'll make a flight plan for us. I'm not worried about anything except the approach procedure. Gonna change it, make it an RNAV. See what's best here. I went ahead and changed it to Gumbo, just an RNAV. Make my altitude around 6,500. Make it a VFR flight. I'm going to turn on my stopwatch so I can speed up and slow down the sim rate, make sure I'm in real time. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and send to ATC and avionics. And I think that's okay. Yeah, low transfer cost too. Let's go ahead and jump in. Take our plane. Okay, here we are. What I like to do is press Alt Q, take everything off at once. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. Start up the aircraft. Make sure to full rich. Throttle slightly in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the battery and alternator and the arm switch. I'm going to wait for everything to run up here. I want to see what degrees it is outside. It's 10 degrees. We don't have to worry about much here. We don't have to worry about the fuel pump or anything like that. So I'm just going to turn on the beacon lights just to let everybody know we're turning on the aircraft. These two are on. That's on. Mixture's full rich. You want to set the fuel selector to both, then magneto to both, and you want to yell out prop clear, or if you have a handler, signal them that you're starting up the aircraft, and you start. Okay, now that they got done talking to me, I'm going to finish turning everything on. Avionics 1 and 2, turn on strobe, taxi, and navigation. Strobe and taxi just so we get to the runway. Cabin power 12 volt, I'd like to turn on. We won't worry about pitot heat until we're up high. Now we have to come over here, shift 2, second Garmin, you can click here or here. Turn on the second Garmin. Look at procedures. Now the RNAV 32 LPV is already in. But if we want to do it ourselves, in case you want to know how to do that, it's runway 32. Using the big FMS knob, we're going to select approach, click enter. And again, it's RNAV 32 Gumbo, RNAV 32, enter, then click Gumbo, scroll down to Gumbo, click enter. But you don't want to activate it, so you just go back out of procedures again. There it is still. We'll take off procedures, we'll click flight plan here, FPL. We know we need to be at 1700 just before the runway. We have to keep that in mind for creating a VNAV to come back down once we get flight altitude. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to set up the autopilot. We're going to go to the heading bug. It'll be this little blue thing here. Just line it up with the magenta line, GPS line. We don't have to be precise. You want to line it up with this line, not this line. You can probably see that better here. If I use this heading bug here, you want to line it up here. We'll have to tweak that while we're in the air. We're going to put altitude in for 6,500, I said. 6,500, click flight level change. It says 0 knots here, flight level change. So we're going to go nose up. I'm going to put this to around 67 or 72. I think I like 72. So that's all set up. What you want to do is click heading bug 2 also. And now we've changed it over to heading mode. So to follow the heading bug to intercept the GPS line. Press taxi, get up out of here. One thing I forgot to do is put in 1-notch flaps. So I'm going to do that now. Be on my keyboard. Take off the parking brake. Let's roll out. Okay, here we are set up on the runway. We have everything set up as far as heading bug, flight level change, programmed in at 72 knots. And we have 1-notch flaps for takeoff flaps. Full throttle. Takeoff speed set. Everything looks good in the green. Airspeed's alive. V1 rotate. It's a little low there. That wasn't great. Put flaps up. program the autopilot, set autopilot. And we're going to tweak the heading bug so it lines up with this line here. Then we're going to click navigation mode, if we can find it. Click navigation mode. GPS on standby, still on heading bug. Should automatically switch over when it gets close enough to the GPS line. It's already switched over to GPS mode. And the autopilot will follow that to the airport. Okay, we'll see we have flight altitude. You'll see we have 6,500 feet set for altitude selection. Still coming up. Okay, we've reached flight altitude. Autopilot is doing everything for us. We're going to go ahead and set up VNAV now. Again, 1700 just for the runway, that's rounding down. I'm going to come back over here, set the altitude to 1,700. 1700 is set, and you want to click vertical navigation mode. You can see VPath is on standby for 1,700 feet. We need to bring the throttle back a little bit. We want to make sure we have a top of descent, which we do right here. Another thing you can do, take out the mixture a little bit. I'd like to take it out to about 95%. Okay, we'll see you at top of descent. One thing we didn't do, which we should have done, which I should have done, is come down here and we'll look at our runway. Arrival airport information, runways, runway 32, 15 knot headwind. That's a lot. We're going to have to speed up the aircraft a lot, but that's okay. You always want a headwind. You never want a tailwind like this. And only 2 knot crosswind, so we got lucky there. It usually picks out the best runway to land at, the recommended runway. So, caught a break there. You can also take a look at the weather at the airport. Clear, 15 knots. Not too bad. Another thing I wanted to show you is we have no waypoints along the way. Our next waypoint is our RNAV transition waypoint. So since that's the case, I want to come over here before we get there, click procedures, scroll down to activate approach, just click enter. Take a look at the flight plan, you see it's blinking. That means it is indeed activated. One thing I forgot to do was turn off my taxi and strobe lights, but that's okay. And I never turned on my pitot heat, even though it's -2 degrees. So yeah, my bad. Good thing there wasn't any moisture to clog up the pitot heat tube. As you can see here, we're getting ready to come up for our top of descent. When we reach our top of descent, we're just going to lower the speed a little bit. Okay, we're making our turn to the RNAV transition. VPath is still on standby. Vertical path. See, our glide path is above us right here. It's that little white diamond. And we have an altitude hold of 3,500 for the waypoint. And that's for Expo waypoint. Now you see VPath has been enabled and we're starting to come down. You see we're getting ready to turn on to final. That means where the runway is. So we want to go ahead and click approach mode right over here. Approach mode activated. And that'll put the glide path on standby. And the glide path is still above us, the little white diamond, which should turn magenta once we've intercepted it. We've made our turn onto final. Autopilot still handling everything. Glide path still above us. And we're coming down just as we should. We're around 3,400. Our next waypoint should be around 2,600. So we're still coming down. Getting closer and closer to our glide path. 2,600. Now we'll be coming down to 1,700, 1,740. We should intercept the glide path closer to the airport. I'm going to take my speed way back. Now I want to get my speed below 110 knots for 1 notch flaps and below 85 knots for 2 notch flaps. Below 110 knots, I'm putting 1 notch flaps. And I'll hold off till I put in 2nd notch flaps because we still have a ways to go. I still only have in 1 notch flaps. I'm going to wait till I get much closer to the airport before I put in 2nd notch flaps. And I'll make sure I'm below 85 knots before I do that. You always want to make sure you're in real time before you land. I'm going to go ahead and take it off autopilot. Oof. And I'm going to handle the plane myself. Sometimes it goes a little crazy. good, right around 500. Take my speed back a bit. Wait till it drops below 85 knots, put in second notch flaps. And I'm going to put back the throttle to half speed. Whoops. I don't know why it did that. I was below 85 knots, it shouldn't have done that. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, only second notch flaps, so it should have been okay there. Get a little bit more speed, a little above half throttle, because I'm a little low, a little lower than the glide path would like. You can land this aircraft around 70 something knots. At least you want to be around 70, just over the runway, but closer to it, and then take out the throttle. At least that's what I do, and that's what I've seen real pilots do. You get closer to the runway now. I'm going to flare just a little bit. Take out my speed all the way. Okay. It was okay landing. Not the best. Okay, behind us is our hold short. So the parking brake, just want to come down here, shut everything off, including the battery and alternator. And what you want to do simultaneously, you want to turn the key off and take out the mixture all the way. That's it. Let's see how we did. Okay, not bad. Now we did not extend our flaps at max speed, so I don't know why it said that. But that's okay, we still made S tier, so now we're not going to get paid much. It's only a light transport mission. 100,000, I'll take it. Okay, if you like that, think about giving a like, think about subscribing. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.